Good morning, and welcome.
It's James.
It's me.
We've brought him back.
Yes, they allowed me to come back.
Shocking.
I actually was really shocked when I got the invitation back, but after Andrew was here and he did such an awesome job.
He was such a great co-host.
Although we did have to replace the camera after he shot it with the confetti. So
yes.
I was actually watching The Insider, and I saw that, and that was the best part of my day. I'm not going to lie. It was absolutely...
I screamed.
It was absolutely
terrifying.
Awesome. So,
but he did great.
Welcome back to our November
Yes.
edition of The Insider. We are your hosts. My name is James Dennis. To my left, the lovely Hope Solomon. We are so excited to be back with you again. So it's been a lot of fun, and we've got a lot of fun in store for you today.
We do.
Let's look at our agenda.
Okay, here we go. So we are going to have a fun interview. I'm very excited for this interview. It's going to be great. And then we will jump into a demo of our product. And then, of course, we will be giving away a Yeti cooler at the very end to a lucky somebody. James, how is that lucky somebody going to win?
We actually are going to give away a Yeti cooler?
Yes.
Like that one?
It's like this one,
like
but not
one.
exactly this one.
Okay. All right. Well, if you don't know the rules about our Yeti giveaway, ultimately we do a little something called Cahoot. Cahoots are so much fun, but like every other competition, you have to know three things. You have to, number one, be correct.
Yes.
Be fast. And more importantly, be faster than the person next to you, because ultimately there's no points for second place. Actually, there are.
There are,
but not Yeti points. So make sure that you are as fast can be, because we want you to take that Yeti home, and we want you to enjoy it. So without further ado, actually, we're going to get this party started with a message from our fearless leader. So let's send it over to Studio B, where Jake is waiting with our intro.
Good morning, Insiders, and welcome to the November edition. Hey, big thanks to James and Hope for getting us off on the right foot over in Studio A, and we'll get right back over there in just a few minutes. But I just wanted to take some time to kind of unpack really the goals of the episode today. And our theme for this month is feasting on collaboration channels, having a little bit of fun with some wordplay around the Thanksgiving holiday month, one of my favorite months because it revolves around food. But really for us, collaboration is about equipping you as a financial partner to bring your product and service teams and experts from the physical branch and the constraints of that limited resource to the digital with your web-based platform and the website, and then also your mobile app operating in the smartphone for all of your customers and members. And for us, it's about a unified platform. And you're in for a treat, as James and Hope will both be diving into the web component of our platform today, really showing you how we can extend those unique product and service offerings from the constraints of the branch out to your digital environment. So you want to stick around for that. You're also in for a real treat today with Dan Leeman of 5 County Credit Union. Dan is just an unbelievable guy with some great stories, a lot of expertise within the financial space, and you're really going to learn a lot, I believe. In fact, this last couple of weeks, Dan and I are just coming off of the International Call Center Conference, where we had an opportunity to spend some time together, but then also just hear what's going on within the financial space about equipping financial institutions to better serve customers and members through different technologies and tools. And for me, it was an opportunity to do something pretty neat. And I had an opportunity to speak with that group and really kind of unpacked something that is important to me, something I'm really passionate about. And that's how we can put tools in your hands to create a unified platform. And you'll hear Dan talk about their unique perspectives at 5 County. And 5 County was and continues to be very much on the cutting edge. They were the first to introduce interactive teller machines in the state of Maine, as well as introduce Invo video banking into the state. And so they continue to see opportunities of really bridging that gap between the customer and the financial institution. And you'll hear a lot about the focus on member services from that. But Dan shares something that I share from a perspective standpoint of creating a unified platform. And so I just want to talk about that for a second. You know, achieving a unified platform means that wherever your customers and members are coming in contact with your financial institution, I mean, in a branch with a one-on-one interaction with one of your team members there, on the phone for telephony support, maybe on a chat within your website, texting, video banking, an interactive teller machine out in the parking lot, all those are touch points. And I believe that the best way to build strong relationships and create better loyalty to your customer base is to create a unified platform where all of those experiences feel the same. This last week at that conference I was referencing, I was able to introduce some of my philosophies around creating a unified collaboration platform, and we really break that down into 5 different components, and those components are engagement, emotional impact within the customer, the experiences that the customer is having, how efficient can you achieve your operations through different technologies and platforms, and then how easy is it for your customer to use. And so those 5 E's are really chapters within a playbook that we've put together that really kind of help guide some strategy development. And we're going to be releasing that over the next couple of weeks. And so this is kind of a teaser for that. So if you'd like to find out more about that in advance of that announcement, you can reach out to us. In fact, you can reach me directly, Jake at invosolutions.com, and we would be happy to share that out with you. But today is really the beginning of a series of conversations about a unified platform and how to help you achieve that, or at least give you some tools to achieve that. And I think you're going to enjoy today as we get into several elements to kind of fuel that. And hey, you're going to want to stick around because, of course, like we do every month, we're going to have some fun by giving away a prize today, a Yeti Hard Cooler, at the conclusion of the live stream. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's send it back over to Studio A to James and Hope. We'll see you later.
Thank you so much, Jake. We had so much fun at that conference, and obviously I got to hear Jake's 5 E's earlier, so absolutely looking forward to that. But I think we should jump right into a Cahoot.
I absolutely agree with you.
I wonder what this Cahoot could be about.
I don't think that anything gives it away, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Is that a turkey with a cell phone?
It is. Okay, you guys, so for those of you that know the drill, for those of you that don't, it is www.kahoot.it, or you can go to the Cahoot app. Either works. James and I have heard that it's gone a bit faster.
We've got a giant QR code on the screen. That
and
if
then
you want,
can, scan the QR code
there,
if you want.
people are getting in here. All right. Let's kill that QR code because I want to see the names.
All the names.
Who dat? Oh, here we go.
Oh my goodness, all the turkeys.
What
I love that.
in the world? Demoted Andrew.
Aw,
Poor
Andrew.
Andrew.
We'll have you again.
Maybe.
In a few years.
Maybe. After you pay for the camera that you destroyed.
Oh my goodness.
All Saints Deo.
Oh wow.
Wow. These are awesome names.
These are great names.
Sasquatch Cooler.
Now, remember, this is how you win the Yeti.
Yes, make sure that, okay, Brian Kelly, you are my favorite so far. So, yes.
This is the easiest way in the world that you will win a Yeti. You have to answer 9 questions the fastest and get them all correct, and you'll win a Yeti.
Maybe.
Maybe,
Maybe.
You got to be really fast.
Unless Hope cheats and screws everything
I
up,
could
which she does from time to time.
I could definitely jump in. I may or may not have created this, but
you might have.
I might have.
Yes. So.
Okay.
All right, we've got
ready?
26 people. Let's see if we've got just a couple more. Here we go. All right.
Here
we ready to get this party started?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right, this is the first section. Remember, we have 3 throughout the time we have together. So here's the first question of the first section. Question number 1. What is the number 1 Thanksgiving movie release of all time? Is it Moana, Toy Story 2, Ralph Breaks the Internet, or Frozen?
I would have thought Die Hard. No?
Die Hard.
Wait, that's a Christmas movie.
Isn't that a Christmas movie?
That is totally a
somehow
Christmas movie.
a Christmas movie.
Absolutely a Christmas
I'm pretty
movie.
sure I fell asleep in that movie.
Oh, what is wrong with you?
It is Frozen.
Wow.
For those of you that didn't get it right, you're just gonna have to let it go. Oh,
That's
no.
good. For the first time in forever, you actually made a joke. Let's move on.
Woof. Okay, here we go. Question number 2. What was the first large-scale balloon used in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade? Was it Mickey Mouse, Felix the Cat, Santa Claus, or Baby Yoda?
Knowing you, I figured it would be a turkey.
It was not a turkey, because that is not an option on there.
I see. All right. Did you make these
I
up?
actually got this wrong when I looked this up.
Really?
I got it incorrect. Yes, I did.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, 9 people got it right. It was Felix the Cat.
People are going to hate you.
I know.
I mean,
Sorry.
seriously.
Footloose in first place.
Nice job, Footloose.
Good job. All right,
Way
here
to
we go. Last question for this section. Which U.S. state produces the most turkeys in the USA? Is it Montana, Wyoming, Minnesota, or Ohio?
Wow. See, my guess wasn't even on the screen.
I know. What did you think?
Washington.
Washington. I don't know. I didn't really have a good gauge on what I thought this was. I was like, well.
Well, all I know is oh my goodness.
It is Minnesota. Yes,
You
it
made
is.
that up.
I didn't make it up.
Is that a slam against me?
No. Poor
right.
Kirk Cousins.
No,
It's all
poor
right. You're Vikings. It's okay, James.
I don't-
Footloose, keep it first place.
I don't want to talk about
I know,
I
but
don't wanna talk.
remember to keep your app open or that browser because we will come back to this in a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. But right now we have gotten to the point where ultimately everybody is looking forward to our interview with Dan Leeman
Yes.
from 5 County Credit Union. So without further ado, let's jump right into Studio B.
Well, good morning, Insiders, and welcome to another episode of the Invo Insider, and I am pumped for today's guest. Today we've got Dan Leeman, the Assistant Vice President of the Contact Center at 5 County Credit Union, and you guys are in for a real treat today. Dan and I are a little jet-lagged as we had just come off of a week-long conference in Las Vegas, and I'm sure we'll talk about that, or as much as Dan will let us talk about that. There's this whole thing about what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but I never thought that was a real thing. So before we jump in, though, let's talk a little bit about our guest and who he is representing today. So first, a little bit about 5 County Credit Union. 5 County is based out of Bath, Maine, and they currently service members in a growing area. In fact, rumor has it that they actually support more than 5 counties now, which is interesting. So we may have to get into that a little bit and do some fact-finding there. The credit union currently operates right around $360 million in assets, supporting about 30,000 members. What a great opportunity to service that area through this institution. And that's 5 County. Let's learn a little bit about Dan. So Dan has been with 5 County for almost 17 years. What an incredible career he has had. They have pretty much put Dan in every role at the credit union. That's what I found out when I went in to do a little bit of digging. So Dan has been a teller, a new accounts representative, an administrative clerk, an assistant branch manager, a branch manager, a loan officer, a call center manager, and most recently, of course, the role that he occupies today as a VP of the contact center. Now, I also typically go a layer deeper, just because I kind of want to know who we're going to be talking to, and because I want you, the insiders, to know who you're talking to. So, I've also uncovered the fact that Dan is a recreational coordinator. I need to find out what that means. A photographer. And wait for this, a disc jockey. So if at any point all of a sudden he pans his camera over and he gets the wheels out and starts mixing, then we may learn a whole other side of Dan that I didn't know existed. But I hope that does happen. We'll see. So enough about me introducing Dan. Why don't we hear from the man himself? Dan, good morning. Welcome to the Insider.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, good. Congratulations surviving that introduction.
Yeah.
What?
You oversold it. Now I'm a little worried.
No, I didn't. I undersold it for sure. The man, the myth, and the legend is even better than his introduction. That's what I know for a fact. Why don't you take the reins, though? Tell a little bit about yourself, as much detail as you would like, as we kind of get in this morning. Let the insiders know a little bit about who you are, maybe your journey within this industry.
Sure. I had an interesting journey. Senior in high school, and just saw an advertisement for part-time teller, but I was going away actually that junior year, and so I didn't apply. So when I came back, I tried to apply, and of course they filled it. And our branch manager, who is now our CEO right now, but at the time our Topsman branch manager, I harassed her, for lack of a professional term. I stopped in and brought in an application. I made sure I opened an account there, so I had to go in every week with my McDonald's paycheck.
Oh, nice.
And just made sure I said hello, Miss Marquis, every time until they had an opening. And she said she had to put me to work because I bugged her enough. Yeah. So after graduation, started full time as a teller, and like you said, I've worked in many different roles. In a 5.5 year stint, I left for family reasons for a couple of years. Very fortunate they had me come back, and I've been in the contact center for almost 17 years now. So very blessed to be
That's
there.
Awesome. So what are your thoughts about the branch and the relevancy in the branch? And from an operational standpoint, which you see at the credit union, do branches look the same? Are they the same size? Are they staffed the same? How are your products and services distributed? How does that look for your institution uniquely today?
So we're probably a little different. We have one branch that is completely, one ITM and one kiosk in it, with no physical people there on 24/7 premises.
Where's that branch located at?
It's in our Bowen Hams location. Okay. So they have. It was a business owner that actually really wanted us in the area and gave us a small spot in their area off of Main Street in Bowen Hams. Okay. And we're very fortunate that we were able to put in that to help that community. That community lost their credit union, and they ended up closing and moving out to another town. Okay. So that town was happy to have us come in and do that. We also have our Yarmouth branch that has your traditional towel line, kind of 9 to 4:30, in the lobby. But a glass wall goes up at 4:30, and we're open till 7 o'clock with the ITMs inside. Yep. And we have the kiosk inside. So after hours and Saturdays, the branch is still open, but by the call center out of our Lewiston department. And Lewiston is able to help Yarmouth and Bowen Hams, and Skowhegan sometimes has a host there, as some of the branches have a concierge. It's kind of ours. It's just they may not use the iPad or anything. They just email us and let us know, and they help answer questions and cross-sell the credit union. But that's inside a Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
And we have 2 kiosks and 2 ITMs for our membership. So if the staff member has to be pulled to Waterville, which is closer by, and then we have our traditional towel lines like Waterville and Augusta that's in a Walmart, but has that traditional towel line. But every one of our 15 branches has at least one kiosk. With Invo Solutions, I'll add.
Wait, was that a plug? Did he put that there?
That was a little plug.
Ryan's got a tip jar over here with that. He's putting little things in there. So, I didn't want to interrupt. I didn't know if you were finished telling that story. I've got all kinds of questions.
We have your traditional branches on top of, Walmart locations. And, we're very fortunate that we're able to spread out and help our members once again. Meet them where they are. That's really important to us, which is, what our partnership really helped us do.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so I've got all kinds of thoughts, and you've actually shared things with me today that I wasn't even aware of, and so that's what I love is I'm right here sitting alongside the insiders who are hearing these stories for the first time. And I want to talk about the very first location you talked about. So that market who had been abandoned without a financial partner, and you guys were able to go in and partner with the business owner to put a kind of a micro branch in, if you will.
Yes.
And you said that location has got a kiosk in that as well as an ITM. And so just a little bit of education for our guests here who don't know what that means. The kiosk is a component of the Invo platform, and this is not a sales pitch arena, but I will just share this for the sake of education. So the kiosk is the in-branch solution that Invo Solutions offers that allows you to bring experts across the financial institution into that branch through a digital touch point, and that could be to open new accounts, do lending, anything that would require a longer interaction, electronic signatures to be applied, documents to be uploaded. So that's kind of what we do in the branch. Very complementary to the ITM, which is the interactive teller machine, which handles retail. And so I love to see those things married together. So that was kind of, that's my bit for educating there for someone who maybe doesn't know what that is, Dan. But in that facility, what does that facility look like? Like and I want to get down to the point of if we asked everybody to close their eyes and walk into that facility, what would that look and feel like? I mean, I'm picturing a very small facility. I don't know what the square footage is. You said it could operate without any employees, or maybe it does operate without any employees.
Correct.
How did you? First of all, tell us exactly, make sure I'm telling the story correctly, so correct me if I've mistakenly drawn that image. But secondly, how did the idea come to pass? Like that is stepping outside the comfort zone of what the credit union traditionally has done, I would imagine.
Yeah, we were just at a stage, I mean, we had just opened up Brunswick and Skowhegan, and here we are, Bowen Hams asking us to go in, and just at the time looking at adding more staff and how do we make that work? And not to mention, it was a small space. It's about the size of a little bit bigger than an office, maybe, or an office that you'd walk into in a branch. So, there's no separate, for us, there's no separate office for the kiosk. You actually, when you walk through the door, you see the kiosk, and to your left is the ITM. And so it is a small footprint, but that's all we really had to work with. Based on the business, size. But it works great. Our members that are close by to our Topsom branch, and they don't have to travel there now. I mean, even though it's next town over, that gives them another option. And with that branch being there, we're open from 8:30 to 7. So we actually have a timer on that door that unlocks and locks the door. Yeah. And we can go on remotely from our call center in Lewiston and actually lock it. We can go in and arm it early if something comes up. It is auto armed if we forget.
Sure.
So it's under camera. So us supervisors, we have kind of a video cameras of our branches that are unstaffed or could be unstaffed, so we can keep an eye on it and make sure if people have questions or concerns, we can pop right up through the concierge piece and say, hey, how you doing? What can I help you with? And it lets them know that it's not unwatched, it's not unmanned, it's just we're taking care of it remotely.
Yeah. No, I love that. Are you using some motion detection technology within the video to trigger motion or anything with that?
Not right now. I mean, it's just auto. I mean, we have a live camera screen all the time.
So you're just kind of monitoring it visually then. Okay.
Yeah, just monitoring visually.
Okay. Yeah, that works. I love that. I think that is very much, I believe, on the cutting edge of what a branch can be, right? I believe that we've got a lot of people we talk with, even on a consulting basis, of how do I go into this market, or even the opposite side of that, which is operating a fully staffed branch isn't profitable anymore. Like, we can't, because of this community and how the community's changed, but we don't want to abandon that market, right? We have to have a leave behind strategy, and something like this solves for that. I love that. Let's kind of go into that retail, which is like the far end of the retail spectrum, the Walmart location, right? And so Invo has a number of clients that have branches within Walmart, and it's interesting to me because no two look alike. And I think that's what I'm shocked by, because Walmart is a cookie cutter design, right? They have X number of floor plans they deploy across the world. And in the front, there's a number of spaces where a financial institution can occupy that.
a salon can occupy that. There's these different things. So what does the branch look like for 5 County in the front of a Walmart? What does that visually and experientially look like?
So what's nice is our Walmart branches are very different. We have our Skowhegan branch that I was telling you that has the 2 kiosks and the 2 ITMs with a host. But we also have quite a few that are those traditional branches with that traditional teleline is most of our Walmart branches right now. But every office there has a hybrid model, which means the loan officer could take care of our loan in person there. Or if that loan officer is out sick or has an issue, there's no problem. The call center will pick up that loan. So the member never goes without. They never have to worry about, my loan officer called out sick. Well, no problem. The call center will try to help them out when we can. And so we work as a team quite a bit. And that kiosk gives us that option to be hybrid or by itself, which is really nice.
Yeah, I think that's the name of the game, Dan, today is option. Right. And I mean, what you're also solving for there is not only member service through the delivery of the products and services, but internally and even culturally at the credit union. Like, how do we best support our people in creating flexibility there, I think is also the name of the game. And of course, we're very proud of the fact, with the team at Invo of being able to give you that flexibility, because honestly, I think that's it has to exist, because how your members engage is changing and evolving. And I think you said this earlier, which is being able to meet them when and where they want to be met. And I'm very much an advocate of that. I talked about that at the conference last week. But then also, how do we support your staff and the employees at 5 County to be able to live their life and also continue to support the growth of the institution while serving the membership base?
And to add on to that, meeting them where they're at. Our online applications and new accounts have really grown. We have really cross-sold it quite a bit. Our members were used to, before Invo, and we used to have a older software that would use Microsoft Microsoft
Oh,
Link.
yeah. There's a name.
Microsoft Link would have our IT company kind of created our own smart office kiosk, and that software was going away at end of life. So for us, we started looking around and probably jumping ahead, but for us, reaching out to you guys and seeing the online option was huge for us. The fact that we can meet people online, and we were super excited that, our first one, his wife couldn't make it in. So she was at home and did her part of the loan, and he happened to come in on his lunch break and came in person on the kiosk and did his side of the loan and got the check. So for us, meeting members where they are is really important. Is kind of our model. And we had the kiosk, but now with Invo, we've got the online piece, which is huge for us.
Yeah, no, I don't mind you jumping ahead. I think that's absolutely what we should do. So let's stay there. So yeah, I will never forget, even very early on in one of our very first meetings, which I was fortunate to be a part of, talking about the Link system and what you guys were doing. And to be fair, you were trying to forge ahead with something that didn't really exist, but you'd made work, right? And I think that I love that, because we can come in and help support taking it to the next level. But what was that process like? So let's go back to the origination of that. So the video as a channel, you guys were able to build and formulate something that was serviceable, but maybe not what you wanted it to be. And then, stepping into a relationship with Invo, kind of walk us through that journey, if you would.
Yeah, the old smart office had the actual scanner that you'd put in, not the QR code like you guys got now, and had the speakers. It was a bunch of moving parts that we encased in a shelving unit that we still use for the kiosk piece, but we don't need some of that stuff like the signature pad and the scanner. And we were able to, in some branches, really keep it clean with a smaller footprint, make it look nicer. So for us, it was really, our members were sort of already used to the video banking in branch. But now they're excited when they start their app over the phone. We can say, well, you don't have to come in unless you want to. We can do it at home. And they're like, I can. And we actually haven't really started advertising it yet because we wanted to get through, a few years of us just by word of mouth telling people to do it online and trying it in the office. And we're really planning to push some marketing next year for that online option and giving them that choice, which I'm really excited about. We're actually looking at potentially talking to dealerships about having their client never have to leave the dealership. Yep. And what do you think about that? And so we're starting to try to formulate a plan on that right now, which is exciting to think about.
Well, I can tell you how they're going to respond. They'll be excited because anytime someone leaves the car lot, the likelihood of them coming back drops off significantly. So if they can handle financing on the spot, that's great. And I think that's a good conversation to have offline. And maybe that's even a part 2 of this meeting. We've got a number of our clients today that have video offices in dealerships throughout their market so that they could do in-house financing because the dealership doesn't have a financing arm and their financial partner does. So that's exciting for me to see that you guys are looking at that piece of that. So full disclosure, before last week I actually went out and did an audit of the website because I know you guys were doing a lot of things in the environment online, and I hadn't really spent much time there, and I saw that there was a little button situated over the left-hand side of the web page where you can log into online banking or apply to become a member, and right smack between that said video banking. And it's almost where it just feels like it's a part of the channel and a part of the experience. And I think that, by not proactively pushing it or marketing and advertising it right now, that's a really good place to put it, to just sample that, to see what the response will be, who's going to adopt that. And then going into next year, I think that there's a lot of opportunity to bring something like the new widget into that environment and put that down there, broadcast that to make it where it just follows the member throughout the site. But, of course, I'm getting ahead of myself because I'm now thinking about future strategy and how do we help you to, go into that next chapter and that next phase, if you will.
I actually have a great story about that little button.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it. I love the stories.
So we had a member that actually was on our phone line waiting to be answered and decided to go to our website to look for a different phone number to try to call. Okay. Little does he know every phone number channels to us anyway.
The magic of the phone system.
That's right. So he was looking online and he saw the video banking and clicked it and wanted to know what it was. And sure enough, he got our agent, Michael, who then he said, hey, this is great. I was able to just hang up on you guys because you didn't answer and you answered this quicker. So I might call this sooner. And so I think, once again, with us not advertising, we're putting it strategically for people to see. Yeah. We're telling people over the phone, why don't you do online banking and everything, the video banking with us, and people love it. They're getting through to us. We're answering. We're meeting them where they need, and I can't stress that enough. I know I sound like a broken record, but I absolutely love that our credit union does that.
Yeah, I absolutely love that you guys are doing that too. And it's not a broken record. I think it's something that needs to continue to be spoken because it is a shift of mindset and honestly a shift of direction for a lot of individuals who are uncomfortable to go to that space. But like abandoning, and you're not abandoning the phone, but it almost feels like you're almost maybe leaving that channel behind when you bring out video banking or chat or text. But it is about doing exactly what you said, Dan, which is meeting that member where they are at or where they want to be met, because it's not always going to be the phone. And to be fair, not every member wants to be met in that place. It's these other areas, and if you're not, the hard line stance I take is if you're not offering that, somebody else is, and the members will go and find that, right? And that's just the unfortunate nature of the industry right now is there's so many options to be banked. If you're going to let me use that term, then I think that they're going to go find that. But you guys investing in that, identifying that, I think it's key. I 100% think it's key. One thing earlier, and I don't want to jump back and forth, but I don't want to close the book on the branch conversation yet. So the interactive teller machine strategy, is something that we see probably in 85 to 90% of the clients that we work with at Invo Solutions. It's a very common strategy that is married together with what we can do, but obviously that's solving for retail. So talk us through that as much as you can with your knowledge of that platform. From the ITM strategy, what was the decision to roll that out? So I'm asking you to kind of go back in time. What was the idea to roll that out?
Sure.
How did you roll it out? Is it, I heard you talk about in branch. Are you also doing drive up? Kind of share the strategy with our insider guests that are here that are maybe considering interactive teller machines or evaluating, hey, how does this work with our other channels?
Yeah, so our Brunswick and Skowhegan branch was actually the first branches that we actually went with the PTMs instead of the ITMs, back with the Eugenius system before it was sold. So I don't remember, I think it was 2011. Yes, sorry. So in 2011, we implemented the PTMs. At the time, they were only offered inside. There wasn't the drive-through model, but fun little fact, we were actually the first financial institution in the state of Maine to implement the personal teller
I did not
machines.
know that. There's a trivia question.
Yep. So there was a bank later that did implement them and started posting on the radio that they were the first institution, and we had to let them know we already had them, and so they changed it to they're the first bank that had them, which they are.
Yeah.
We're the first institution,
Yeah.
but
I love that.
so that was a pretty neat experience. So that's where we came up with in our Brunswick branch and Skowhegan having those personal teller machines. Our Brunswick branch has the traditional tube system right now because at the time there was not an outside option. Our Yarmouth branch is a newer branch, which actually has the drive-through ITM.
Okay.
And our Lewiston ATM at the time was end of life, and we decided to put an ITM in, which is now our drive-through / ATM in Lewiston, which is kind of neat. So, and we've moved one of our Yarmouth to Lisbon. So we've got 3 drive-through ones, 3 branches that have drive-through ITMs. The rest are inside in Brunswick, Bowen Hams, and Skowhegan and Yarmouth. So we have a few branches that have them and a few that don't.
I think about what you just said, and I'm just kind of letting it resonate here. But, I mean, you guys have been deploying technology that I would say is far ahead of a lot of the industry for a while. I mean, all the way back to the time frame that you just mentioned, that's a long time. And that was, as you stated, I mean, the technology that was deployed initially before it became an ITM was referred to as PTM, and that was a very small niche group that was deploying that. But you've been taking your members on this journey for such a long time. I think that they're probably expectant for you guys to be cutting edge at this point, which I think is incredible. I think it's a differentiator for the credit union. I think that it's also indicative of your focus on service and continuing to evaluate, like, how do we best serve the member, right? And so I would like to draw a parallel to that, to something that I believe in, which is treating the website and then the mobile channel as a digital branch, right? So I figure there's a physical branch, which is your branch footprint that you already articulated, then the digital branch, which is your website, and then the mobile, the actual app on the mobile device. How has the credit union, in your estimation, been able to build out a platform that services the member across each one of those uniquely, but then also kept that member service on the forefront? Kind of what are the strategies, the ideologies around making sure that you're meeting the member, to use your language, where they're at across all of those?
I think a lot of it comes with just training the staff not to focus at how many messages or transactions are, to just treat each person, give them the time, give them the space. So some members prefer the online banking messages because they get responded to, and so we have them, we don't want them copying, pasting answers. We want them to sound live and make sure that they're helping them where they need to be, giving them the option. We've even, the video banking piece, we've even turned phone calls into that. We've sent them an email link with their software, which is super helpful to show them things. And it's just finding out, how do they want to be treated? How are they in a hurry and they want things quickly, or do they want you to spend time and explain how to, online banking, getting that set up, that for some people that just aren't that computer literate. Yeah. So they need the extra time, and showing them through the Invo platform is able to walk them through, this is what it looks like and this is how, has been kind of nice too. We've used that piece.
Yeah, I don't think that's I think that's the norm and not the exception to norm. I know you made that statement that some people just aren't comfortable with that or challenged by that. I think the last data I saw was there was an over 85% abandonment rate for online forms or digital forms when there's no ability to assist people to answer questions. I mean, that's significant. I'm not a statistician, but 15% success rate is pretty low. So if we could do anything to move that needle, even incrementally, then you're going to be winning, I think, for sure.
I mean, even for us, we had a live agent answering the phone without a press 1, press 2 for a little while there. Just recently, we have 2 options now. Loans and new accounts, press 1. All else, press 2 or stay on the line. We wanted as little speed bumps as possible to make sure that they get to a live person, whether it be email, chat, mobile banking, however it is. We want to make sure that they get to a live agent.
Well, Dan, is there anything else that you'd like to share before we wrap up?
I just, to your listeners that are thinking about joining, you're a good team. And it's been easy to work with you guys. When we had questions, even the support tickets, your team gets back to us pretty quickly, and that's super helpful. So we appreciate that. We've been successful, I think, with our testing this before on our other software. This just gives us that next step that allows us to not necessarily have to have them come in. We were pretty excited to get the Surfs Up Award there at the the awards there. So that I think is a testament that our members are kind of used to the video banking, and the fact that they can do it from home. Just word of mouth has grown it. We're talking about really promoting it more next year, and we really haven't put it on Facebook or our newsletters or anything. It's just been word of mouth and a little button on our website. So that's pretty exciting to see it grow the way it is already.
Another additional unmotivated plug. I love that. Dan's been very generous in that, and I appreciate that. I love this feedback, and we honestly should have introduced you and the team from the beginning as award-winning Dan Leeman and 5 County Credit Union, because you're right. And for everyone who heard that, like, what's that Surfs Up Award? So at the annual users conference, now it's my turn to give a shameless plug. So when we have our annual conference, which was just conducted in September, we had an awards banquet for the first time this year where we honored those that were using our tools and resources at Invo Solutions in new and creative ways, kind of the best of, or, really doing cutting edge things. But you guys walked away with the most significant increase in growth for the web channel, and you guys aren't even promoting it yet, so I can only wait to see what's going to happen there. But yeah, I should have started off with the award-winning Surfs Up award-winning team at 5 County. So, damn, that's my mistake. I'm sorry. Next time, I will forever now announce you as award-winning Dan Leeman. Well, Dan, listen, I am so grateful for your time. You have been a fantastic guest, and we've been talking about this for a while, so I'm glad we were finally able to make it happen. Hats off to you and the team at 5 County for doing a fantastic job. We are so grateful for this partnership, but I'm grateful for you joining us today. Dan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Appreciate
you. All right, Insiders, we're going to wrap it up here today. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now.
All right, that was awesome.
So
I
good.
love Dan Leeman.
Such a great
award-winning.
Award-winning. Let's make sure.
Award-winning.
Yes.
He is phenomenal. But
so good.
Right now, let's see if you can be award-winning.
Yes, it's
on the
time
scoreboard
for Cahoot. This is our Cahoot number 2. So we'll give you a second to pull up your browser, your app, and we will get going here in a second.
Now, Dan, you can't be the one to like win this section because technically you probably know the answers.
He probably does.
Yes.
Hopefully.
No
Okay.
award-winning Dan Leeman on this scoreboard. Not right now, at least.
All right, I hope you've gotten your browser pulled up or your app because we are going to get started with that second section. So it is, as shockingly as this is, all about the interview.
All about the interview.
Yes, so here we go. Where is Five County Credit Union located? Is it? Oh.
Wow. Somebody had to actually pay attention in high school and know their...
The abbreviations.
The abbreviations.
The state abbreviations.
Pretty sure I heard people throwing things outside because
What is this?
Yes, they are so
I know.
mad at you right now.
I'm so sorry.
Let's see if you
It
knew.
is. Yes. Good job.
Bath,
Maine.
Maine. M-E, not
M-E.
M-A. That's Massachusetts.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, here we go. Next question. Which Five County location uses only one ITM and one Invo kiosk with no employees? Was it Rockland, Maine, Bath, Maine, Bodenheim, Maine, or Portland, Maine? Did I say that right?
God, my goodness. My goodness. Hope just loves these names, by the way.
I do
She's
love
been
the
literally
names.
Giddy the entire time.
I know. I just think all the names in Maine are beautiful.
Yes.
They're great. Yes, it is Bodenheim, Maine.
Bodenheim?
What was it?
Bodenham.
Oh. Wow, I think that's like a name off of Thor.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Okay, here we go.
True or
True or
false?
false? Five County Credit Union was the first financial institution in the state of Maine to deploy PTMs, ITMs. Is that true or is that false?
I don't know, but how many times have you said the word Maine?
Mainly 4 times.
Mainly 4 times. All
Yes,
right.
now it's 5.
5.
I'm getting a thumbs down from our producer.
Yeah. Your
Sorry, Ryan.
humor, I swear.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, yes, it is true. So cool. Such a great fact about them.
That's
Okay,
awesome. Wow.
great job.
A great job.
Keep in first place.
Lizaldi.
Lizaldi.
I'm pretty sure that's Michael.
Michael Lizaldi.
Yep.
All right, we're
The
gonna.
Lizaldi.
What's next, James? What are we doing now?
I believe you are supposed to jump right into a demo.
Right into a demo.
Yes.
Okay, so for those of you who have been with us for a while, I know this will be familiar to you, but we have been to a lot of different conventions and want to show those who are new our software. So left-hand side, that is the employee's view. This is where your employees are going to live if they're able to take any kind of Invo interaction. So whether that's a video banking call, remotely, or in your branches, our scheduling tool, our texting solution, or our chat bot, those all are going to be taken through the Invo dashboard, which is on that left-hand side. And then on the right-hand side, this is just Invo Financial. This is the view from the customer's perspective. So we're going to launch into a video banking call and kind of walk through that process. And so I'm going to go ahead as the customer and say, create a video banking call. And that is going to then bring me to our queues page. And so the queues are the different products and services that you would want to operationally support through your financial institution. So right now, Invo Financial only has 5, but you're not limited to how many you have. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say, I'd like to open a new account. Then from there, the customer is going to fill in their information. So they're going to put in their first name, last name, email address, and then from there, we can go ahead and create that call. And this call is going back to that subject matter expert. So because I said I want to open a new account in English, that call is only going to the subject matter expert. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to answer that call. And so over here we have the call details card from the employee's perspective, and then on that right-hand side is that. So I'm going to go ahead and answer this call. And then from there, we're going to have this interaction with the customer. So left-hand side, that is the employee view, and that is Will Bruner. He is our office admin. Thank you so much, Will, for hopping on this call. And then that right-hand side, that is the customer's view. So we kept it very simple, very easy for the customer, and they just have a few bits of functionality, but really we want to drive it from the employee side. So the first thing I want to do is ensure that Will is who he says he is. So bottom of my screen, I'm going to go ahead and click on this button, which is to request a document. On the customer screen, you are going to see a QR code pop up, and this is our secure QR code. And if you're looking at Will, you can see he has brought up his smartphone and went to his native camera app, scanned that QR code, and then it took him to a secure browser where he is able to take a picture of whatever documentation that the employee is requesting. So I'm asking for his driver's license. You may one day be asking for their bill of sale, proof of insurance, whatever the case may be. But once he is good to go, he can go ahead, take that picture, and then submit it to me from there. If I click on this eye, this is just giving me that information about the customer, but it will also show up the different uploaded documents that they have submitted. So I can go ahead and click on that, and then I can see that Will is Patrick Mahomes for today. So he has a few different driver's licenses on his desk. Today he is Patrick Mahomes with the Kansas City Chiefs. Go Chiefs. So then from there, I can download this and place it to a specific file on my machine, or I can also copy and paste it. So then from there, I would actually want to go ahead and have Will sign some documentation for me. So I'm going to click this pencil at the bottom of my screen, and this is bringing up DocuSign. And so we do have integration with multiple electronic signature platforms, IMM, Adobe Sign, eDocs, multiple other ones. And so today we're utilizing DocuSign, and that's what we're going to demo. So I'm going to grab our new accounts form, and then I can send this over to Will in one of two ways. The first way being just to send it over, or I can also co-browse this with him. For time's sake, I'm just going to send this over to Will. From there, you'll see DocuSign pull up, and now the customer has full control over the screen. So they're able to look over that document, ensure that nothing has changed, zoom in, zoom out, but once they are good to go, they can go ahead and hit sign, and then finish from there. I will then receive a notification on my end that that document has been submitted to my DocuSign account. I can go in and view that document now, or I can go back and look at it later. The last piece I want to show is our co-browsing feature. So something that is unique about Invo Browse is that it does not require any downloads or plugins. All we need is the URL. So we would just grab your URL from your financial institution and you can plug it in, and then you can co-browse your website, whatever the case may be, with that customer. So right now I'm the one who is currently in control, so I can scroll, I can do whatever I need, and Will has a green marker where he is able to write on top of my screen. He can guide me, direct me, and I can also pass control back to the customer or over to the customer at going at the top left-hand corner of my screen and then clicking give control over to Will. Now Will has control over the screen, and I can write on top of his screen and really do whatever I need to do to help and direct that customer. So I'm going to go ahead and end that co-browsing session, and we'll say thanks, Will, have a great rest of your day, and go ahead and end this session from there. You'll see two things on the right-hand side from the customer's perspective. That is our survey, so fully customizable, and then all of that data is being pulled back into our survey and report system. And then on my end, I actually forgot to download that fake driver's license that Will had submitted. So that is about it for our demo today. We didn't get into great detail, so if this is something that you're interested in looking in further, James or I would be more than happy to jump on a demo with you.
I'm really surprised he didn't give you half a star for your survey.
Oh, 5-star, more like it.
Destroyed your record. So
my record that I fill out.
Yeah, that she fills out. Yeah.
Okay, who was listening?
Who was listening?
And who's gonna win the Yeti?
Thank you so much, Hope and Will. That was awesome. Really appreciate it. Yes, let's jump right into Cahoot and see who is paying attention.
Yes.
Let's see if you can keep that top spot, Michael. Let's see it.
All right, here we go with the demo. Question number 1.
Dun, 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 dun.
Which e-sign platform does Invo support? Is that DocuSign, Adobe Sign, IMM, or all of the above?
I'm sure there's a rule about this kind of thing.
I know.
If there
I kind of,
I'm
not super tricky, but sometimes I'm a little tricky.
You tend to be tricky.
It is all of the above and more.
All of the above and more.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, here we go. Scoreboard. Wow, Michael's keeping first place. All right, here we go. Question number 2. Invo Browse allows you to co-browse your website with customers. Is that true or is that false?
I'm surprised you didn't switch them.
I know, but someone caught me and they said, if you do multiple choice, it's true's always on the right. And I said, oh, we'll see about that.
See.
Yes. So true is actually on the left.
True is on the left.
It is on the left. All right,
This
14
time.
people got it correct. All right, let's see. Gobble Gobble is coming in third place.
Gobble, gobble.
All right,
Man.
here we go. Last question. Whose fake driver's license did we verify in the demo? Was it Just Ken? Was it Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Swayze, or Barbie?
I see what you did there with the two Patricks.
I know.
I was gonna say,
Sneaky,
that's
sneaky.
sneaky.
It was Patrick Mahomes. All right, let's see who won.
Dun, 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 dun.
In third place, we have Gobble Gobble.
Gobble, gobble.
In second place, we have Derek. And in first place, we have, drumroll, James.
Michael!
Bobby, woo!
Nice job! Way to go!
We're
We're trying to pop confetti, but it's just... Oh, there it is. All right, yes. There's confetti everywhere. Oh, my goodness.
Woo!
That's hilarious. So congratulations to Michael. Way to go. We can't wait to see which color you pick. 'Cause
Yes,
ultimately,
congratulations.
We will send you a link where you
Yes.
can actually choose whatever
And
color
you
you
can reach
want.
out to me, and we will have that on its way.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for playing along. I hope you guys had a blast. We are going to bring up some show notes on the screen, so make sure you visit 5county.com, visit our website. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel because, once again, we're putting all kinds of content out there. Have fun with us. Follow us on LinkedIn, and we are going to have so much fun next month, so make sure that you are here, and you'll have another opportunity to win a Yeti. So,
Absolutely.
for some reason, I have the word surveys
Yes.
on my notes.
So if it is your first time attending the Insider, first of all, thank you. Welcome. You are now an Insider. Congratulations. But we would love to have your feedback. So please fill out that first survey in the notes. And then if you are a regular, which we hope that you are, then you can also fill out that other survey. And the other survey, we always want to have feedback, always want to know how we can get better. But for the first times, you'll be put in a drawing to win one of our beautiful Yeti cups, and we will ship that to you.
My favorite.
So please fill that out. We want to know what you thought of our Insider.
Yes, make sure that you do, because that is a coveted purple.
Coveted purple.
Yes, it's very nice. So, without further ado, this actually kind of brings me some sorrow. But we are actually coming to our season finale.
Season finale.
Our last Insider of the year.
Yes, indeed.
The last Insider of 2023 will be next month. And I believe we've got a teaser for you. Yes, we are so excited about having Adam here from Trail West. We can't wait till next month. I've been told that we might even have a sneak peek of our brand new widget.
We will.
We will.
We will.
So make sure that you are here. We are going to have a blast. We are going to cover Hope in confetti, and we are going to have some fun. So make sure that you are here. Until then, night-night.
Night-night.